Hello, all of you Vainglorious, wonderful people. I love the cinematic camera just picked up out here where we haven't even really started building yet, whether it's all these dirt roads. Welcome back to City Skylines, the Sunset Harbor DLC. This is part 9 in the Brandon Complete series. And so I went ahead and did a few things in between videos while I was waiting on just stuff to catch up with where we were. As you can see, mostly tier 1 buildings now. I did do a metro loop that runs, I can show you here, from here down way over to there. I'll probably wind up putting another station in like there-ish. Over to there to over to here, which they can then jump on this line and go all the way over to that station. They do have to change stations. In fact, let's go ahead and put that in. Oh, and by the way, we have a tsunami of 7.9 approaching the area. I'm not worried about it, honestly. We've survived much worse in this town. No joke. Level 9s have hit, and it's fine. So just eat underground, please. How do I bring up underground? Like that. Nope, that's not how I do it. There's a shortcut key, but I don't remember what it is. So we'll do this. Back that off a little bit, and then that should connect. Lovely. And then we'll hit this button and wait for it to update and show me that the trains run through there. There we go. And we'll just add a stop. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, I created a new line. Add a stop. There we go. And grab that. Grab it and add a stop. There we go. Cool. So now once there's stuff there, it'll be good to go. And speaking of the stuff that's going to go there, this, I swear it's got something to do with, I'm just going to get that to go above ground. Something to do with this DLC has done something weird to the residential, commercial, and industrial demand. Well, offices as well. In that they always want, no matter how much commercial you build, they always want more. So what we're going to do is this whole center section is about to become commercial and offices, and that's it. Just little offices around the border to absorb the sound for the residential that'll be on the other side. And then the rest of it is going to be commercial. Probably going to create a traffic nightmare because commercial creates lots of cars. But a risk I'm willing to take because I'm just kind of tired of getting constant notifications that, hey, we need, not notifications, but just constantly having that huge commercial demand. Even though unemployment's fine and there's not enough residents to work there. But we're going to build it, and then they'll just have to live with their decisions, won't they? Or we'll have to live with their decisions. Something like that. And it's one of the two. I don't think I need that. I don't want to be underground anymore. Wish I could remember that key. I don't need that, do I? No. And I think I'll do the same thing here, but going in this direction. So like that, and like that. Do I want this one to go all the way through? Question mark. Yeah. There. So, we are going to come in here with the office zone. And we are going to draw in 4 over there. And we're going to make that offices. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I don't need offices there at all. Or here. I changed my mind. Get rid of it. I just don't. Because that's not going to be where the residents live. It's here in the buffer zone. That's 5. No, that's 4. And then down here, same thing. We just need to do that. And then 1 right there. And then I could build residential there. Well, maybe not there, because this is going to be all high. Ooh, we're not there, not there. Down here, we need some offices as well. Whoops. Oh, yeah, go ahead and just fill that corner. Yeah. Okay, fine. Here's the tsunami. It's down here. It's there. It always breaks up. Like, it floods the railroad tracks. Sometimes floods this bridge and this park. Like, occasionally some things in this park get taken out, but it always breaks up because of all these islands and twists and turns. Even though level 9.8 that we had broke up before it really got to the city. Sometimes the surge will lightly flood these roads, but very rarely destroy any buildings. So I'm just not worried about tsunamis. That she yells about it nonstop because I've got the warning buoys all the way at the edge of the map. Might have been a mistake, but whatever. They're there. I'm gonna live with it. Where in the world am I trying to go here? Okay, so we don't really have the office demand, so they're not building it, but we do have the commercial demand. And so we're just gonna spam in this commercial and let them live with it, and hopefully it will be enough that we can finally, you know, maybe not have non-stop commercial demands. I'm not going to build where those rocks are, just kind of let them be, as well as that old shack that's kind of cool looking. So there. That's that. And then while that's running, what I don't have is any bus lines in through here. So we're going to do a couple bus lines. And we're going to start them at the train station here, right there, and then we're going to come up into this area and just do a couple nice little lines here. Is that what I want that to do? Yeah, because it's right by that metro. And then I want it to come up into here, which is really there. So I'm going to go there, and is there a road there? Yep, and then there's a road here. Yeah, see, it gets a couple buildings, and that's it. But I don't. Oh my gosh, there's horrible tsunami. Where was I here? This is where I was. And then we'll go there, and then we will. Oh, they don't have water. Oopsie. And we'll have it come back out, but where's it going to go when it goes out? That's fine. Complete line. Let's get these guys some water so that they'll shut up. Right here and to there, get you water. And then I think I can get all this right like that. I can. And my voice lately, I've been struggling with my voice. You've probably heard it in a few of my videos that it just, like, weird voice cracks and just sound tired. I am tired because I don't ever sleep. But, when I say I don't ever sleep, I mean, I struggle a lot sleeping. So I guess we are going to lose a few buildings in our nature reserve every once in a while. I can live with that. It's not a big deal. See them come in and investigate, and then once the floodwaters recede, I can't. Okay, that helicopter is underwater, and that one's inside of the helicopter. Good job, guys. So now we have a helicopter disaster happening too. Yay! Yeah, my voice has just been suffering lately. I don't know if it's springtime allergies or what, but I've just been like, by the time I get done with my live streams on Saturdays, because I do Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, so 12 hours across 3 days, I'm just like struggling to speak, and it's starting to worry me a bit. Okay, so I want another one. I want them to come back to this terminal so that there's like, you know, a logical point they're coming to here.
Has struck the city.
Yeah, we know.
Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the
there. I don't really want it stopping out on the main roads. I just want it going inside of these little areas here. If I have to, I can do a route that runs the main roads, but I don't want to have them out there. And then this will be the last one that actually comes to the bus terminal. For now, at least. And we'll have it go up in here and up in there. And then we'll do these nubbins here. And then I think I will do one that runs out on the main roads. Just one. We'll create a new line and see where does it have a lot of coverage. Like there's not a lot of coverage. There's not a lot of coverage. There's not a lot of coverage. And you are just in my way. There, they've got to stop right there. There, they've got to stop right there. They've got a couple stops right there. Back here, though, could probably use a little love. And then, where's my bus station? Way over there. Probably use a little love there. And then we'll have it terminate back at the terminal. which hopefully I don't have. Good, yeah, I don't. I wanted to make sure I didn't have more than one bus lane per line here. What I do need to do, though, is for these bus routes that I just made, you notice they're putting the wrong type of buses on the line. You just go in there, remove the wrong one, select your correct type, and lady, shush.
Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
Which ones were those? So that's one of them. Did I just build that one, or is that one been around? That one's been around. Can I come back over here where it's not so noisy, please? Thank you. Trying to just find these that I just built. So that one. So we'll get rid of the wrong buses. Move those select types, biofuel, turn it on budget control, and it will now restock with, I guess restock sounds the right word, but it will fill that line back up with the correct buses. So back down to the bottom. So that was the purple one, number 24. Probably the same. No, we already did number 24. Come on. There we go. So where's number 24 on the list? Way down here. There it is, number 24. 22 is one of the ones I just put in. Yeah, it has a lot of the wrong bus. Move, select. There we go, biofuel. And budget control. And it will repopulate. And then I think there's one more line going through there. But I didn't get. I think it's one of these green lines. Where is that dark green line? Oh, you just did that one. Okay, cool. So they should all be just biofuel buses now. We shouldn't see anything else. Wow, that is a lot of pedestrians. Is it really that bad? See, like, this is like barely underwater. I doubt it'll even. It might be, excuse me, high enough to take out that pier, but I doubt it. Though there are cars washing away. Yeah, there's cars washing away. That's fun. Yeah, see, this dries out almost immediately. This dries out almost immediately. There's a bus that is currently trying to get back onto its bus route, and don't think it's going to make it. I think he's just in the water now. Wonder how long that bus will try. There you go. It will now spawn a new bus for us. That was kind of awesome. So this area should be out of harm's way now for the most part. So we can go in and fix these guys up. Let's just rebuild. He's still a little underwater, which is kind of weird. And rebuild, but it shouldn't be enough to destroy them again. And then that takes care of that. That should have him still at his entertainment value. Actually, it doesn't matter. Once you hit 5 stars, you can go back below it. And then out here, this should be drying off so the trains can start getting through again. Yeah, a train will plow right through that little bit of water. They don't even care. So yeah, tsunamis aren't really that big of a deal in this map. Just because they always come from out there and they always break up. The water just has too much that it has to overcome to get out here. So we did kill that massive commercial need, but as I pointed out, we don't have the residents to take care of it. And we knew that going into it. But I've just been really tired of it being like, oh, hey, we need tons and tons of commercial. Look at that, we're starting to get commercial need coming up again. When we have a ton zoned that they haven't even built in yet. And a ton that are complaining, I don't have enough workers, man. Like, not enough workers. Well, you know what? You shouldn't have said you wanted to be built. And then you wouldn't have that problem. Now, would you? Huh. What I want to do is finish out this little side over here, because I do kind of like it. But I don't know if there's much I can really do here as far as residential. Simply because of the pollution. The pollution doesn't reach too far, but the noise really does. Like, I cannot build there. That they would complain. I can for sure go 8 or 4. I think I can get away with 8. I think I can get away with that. And then we should be able to go there because the train doesn't go by often enough. Like when it goes by, it makes some noise, but then it immediately goes away. So they won't be getting permanent noise problems. And then we'll just do some of that, and then we'll finish this off like that. And that'll be all we build out here. Just a little neighborhood. All unto itself. I will run a bus route out here, though, that goes like here and here up to right by my metro to there. Ooh, I've got a problem, though. It's going to do a thing I don't like my bus routes to do. It's going to loop back on itself. No, it's not. Fixed it.
Until the water recedes.
But how are you going to get back out there? Now you're going to loop back on yourself. Yeah, okay. I really want it to go down that road. There we go. That works. And then like that. And that just gets them to the metro. Everybody can ride the bus. And select types before it even starts putting buses on. I missed it. Remove. Punch control. There we go. Now speed biofuel buses. I don't know why the game does that. The only depot that I have in this game that actually puts out a bus is one single biofuel bus depot. So why it puts out the other 3 types, I don't know. I would love it if somebody made a mod that resolved that. I would download it in a heartbeat. Oh, you guys are flooding. Interesting. These guys have never flooded from a tsunami. I wish they'd quit flooding, though, because I'm really tired of hearing this woman saying, a tsunami has struck the city. That's not because she's a woman. I'm just tired of hearing it. Somehow, I thought I just paused. The game just stuttered a little bit there. So, it's looking pretty good. Gosh, it's hard to believe that just a few weeks ago we started over here. We are getting really close, though, to that 70,000 mark. Like, as these guys upgrade, we should get there. And we've got people moving in 100, 164 at a time. So we should get here pretty quick to 70,000. Yes, we know a tsunami has struck the city.
Until the water recedes.
It's like localized flooding over here, lady. Okay, well, I mean, it is a pretty significant flood. But nothing that the pumper trucks can't deal with. And, you know, he's having a bit of trouble. He's having a bad day. But, you know, he just was like, I give up. This guy was smart enough to just stop at the edge of the water, though he is partially submerged. The irony, though, that a fishing dock is underwater. But, yeah, see, it's all receding nicely, and it'll go on down there. It'll leave this road underwater for a little while, and then it'll kind of just go blah over here. Because that's what tsunamis do when they're done. They go blah. One nice little thing that I did add, there were no water sources up here or here. But in little teeny tiny ones, just to have like little natural springs to kind of flow into a stream, to come down here, which then pulls a little bit here, and then comes down and fills this in nicely. This was just its own water source, but I thought it would look nicer to have water running down the hill. No real reason other than I kind of liked the way it looked. So what I'm going to do is something I don't really like doing, but I'm going to let this run for a few minutes and get us closer to that 70,000 mark and see if we can't get some cool monuments built and maybe wrap up with a really big population and upgrade explosion. So I'll see you in a minute. So we're right there on the edge of, yeah, it just jumped up quite a bit actually. Right there on the edge, 69, 929, jumps down into the 8s every once in a while, then jumps back up into the 9s. But we've got about 200 people a week moving in. We've just got dead people that are causing a bit of a problem right now, but we should be there pretty soon, and we'll throw in everything else. That took about 8 minutes for this to build up the way it has. Did zone in just a little bit more residential here and over there. Just a tad, and then I made a bus line that kind of runs a loop around the inner part of that road there. And there we go. We now have Monuments, International Airport, the Cargo Hub, and the Metropolitan Airport. So what we're going to do is just temporarily, we're going to pause while we do this. We're going to come over here, and we're going to plop these two down just over here just to have them in. And then we'll deal with them at a later time. We'll get some water over here for them, though. They will draw tourists in, but only by car, and that's fine because this is all where it needs to be. So what I want to do is, real quick, before we unpause, is I want to disable the university boost because we don't want that impacting our universities. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we're going to switch to a different view here. See all this stuff that's all level 1 and all that in there that's level 2 and level 3 and all this that's level 1? Let's watch what happens. Now that that stuff's in, they're going to be very happy about that. It takes a second for it to spread across the city, but we should start seeing a wave of upgrades. Maybe if I speed up time, it would help just a little bit as well. Yeah, look at all those green arrows popping up in the distance. You can't really hear them because we're so far away. But what we're going to see is a very, very quick upgrade and hopefully a good population boost as well. What that also is going to do for us is our education percentages are going to start creeping up. Elementary is already up to 94, 95%. We're at 85% there. And then as we get more people enrolled in high school, we will also get more people enrolled in our university. Look how many are now eligible. To the point that we are indeed going to need another university. Because we only have capacity of 8,643. We're only 900 away from that. So we're going to very quickly. So 99 is usually about all you see. Sometimes this will go over into 100. But it always seems like there's a little bit that doesn't go. And then this usually hovers between 90 and 95. So we could probably get away with another university now. And also what we should see is that this guy, yeah, is raking in a ton of cash. Sadly, not everybody that's eligible has yet made it over here. That's okay, because if we now build like a trade school out over this way, maybe we could put it in this corner here, and that can service this whole side of town. And then as people start filling these upgraded buildings, they're upgrading so fast that people aren't even moving into them. Like, because they upgrade, somebody starts driving into the map, and then it upgrades again, so then they just drive right back off the map. So it does take a minute for the population to come out, but it's already jumped 1,000 since we built those two buildings. And we're making a lot more cash because we're also now getting a higher percentage of people paying the top tax rate. And at 12%, they just bring in more revenue because there's more people for building it. Back here, starting to turn a darker green. In through here is really filling out. These offices may struggle a little bit because they're not near services. Mainly they like to have bus stops and things like that nearby. And I don't think fire coverage and things like that are the best out to that side of town. That's something that we can deal with at another time, or at a later time. But what we can do now is, since we've got our elementary to 100%, or roughly there, we can go through, and even though they're going to complain, like be sad about it, we can actually delete our elementary schools. We can just get rid of them. And then we'll do the same thing with the high schools in a minute. But what I want to do is everywhere that we had an elementary school, stay on elementary, please. That was elementary there, right? Yeah, because there's high school. Everywhere that we have an elementary is then replace it with more residential, because we have a pretty big residential demand right now. So we can fill in all that with some residential. In fact, let's get rid of that, and then bulldoze these, so they can build bigger buildings in those two squares right there. So jump back into that view, look for the next nearest one, and then it's just, kind of a game of whack-a-mole. Look for an elementary school, demolish it. I leave in the parks because that does provide entertainment nearby. Let's not do that yet. There we go. But everything else goes. That's why I keep switching over to high school, because I have high school selected. So yeah, we just go through and do this, and we're just going to do it together, you and I, dear viewer. That looks like high school. No, it's elementary school. It's just, I think, that weird elementary school, the fancy one, the alternative one, whatever it's called, the community school. Good for it. And then, so that's one that needs to go. And then this should take care of our residential need. Usually it does when I do this. After building the Hadron Collider. Because Hadron Collider takes care of education. As you can see, it has a capacity for 1 million students. We only have eligible 220 something right now. Which is kind of awesome. They will eventually get there. It just stays around that 99% always. There's so many elementary schools, though. Because they're such low capacity buildings. But that's all of them for here. Then there's a bunch over here. So we'll kill that one. This is all low density here. And again, we're going to de-zone some stuff so that they can in turn build bigger buildings. So you and you have to go, and you and you and you can fill in that space. And then we have one over here. Get rid of that. And we'll whack those in. Let's make that commercial. Excuse me. And then one over here. So we can bring some residential to this neighborhood. Ooh, we even got one out of that somehow. Don't know how that happened. In there. I do like those. Excuse me. I do like those little country elementary schools. I think they're cute. Do I want to do just a row of buildings there? Nah, because it looks like a weird cliff edge, and I don't want a weird cliff edge. Elementary there. And that's going to probably be in a place. Yeah, I need to de-zone there and rezone. Did I decide I don't want them living on that road or something? Must have. But we do want them living on this road. Like that. Yes. They'll rebuild and see, yeah, my residential needs just evaporating right before our eyes. But we are up to almost 75,000 people, which is freaking awesome. This is now back to high density. Fill all that in. And next, up here. Almost done. We're almost done. Just 5 or 6 left, I think. Well, maybe more than that, but still we're almost done. That one. I wish when the game was like, are you sure you want to delete this building, that it would ask you, it would show you what type of building it is. I think that would be a nice touch for it to add in. We are going to do residential to there, and then we're going to do a little bit of office, or not offices, but commercial there, and same story here. Just to kind of fill in some of those blank spaces sitting there. I think that'll look nice. I don't know why this isn't filled in. I don't know why it did that. Let's help it out here. Get rid of that. Actually, let's get rid of this whole thing here. Bulldoze those, and then come in with the fill tool and say you can build all of that. There you go. I don't want anything along that road because that's just a trash dump access road. That's all it's there for. And there's an elementary school here. Fill that in. And there's another one right over here. Yep. In the middle of offices? Really? Okay, well, we'll just leave that offices as he puts houses there. Whoops. There we go. Because we do have a big office demand popping up now that we've got so many educated citizens. Good problem to have, because offices pay more taxes than the dirty, polluting industrial buildings, and they don't pollute. Imagine that. And then this is all low density on this side. So that one is gone. That one is gone. And how many more? Just a couple more? 3 more, I think. We'll just zoom way out and double check here in just a minute. There's one there. Oh, nope. Blow it up. There you go. 75.8 is what we're up to on our population. And it's taken a while for people to build houses in all these areas that we have zoned. And then you go there. And then that should be all of our elementary schools. Like, that should be the only purple one that's highlighted. And I'll go through and do the same thing with the high schools, but I won't make you sit through that because you get the idea. But it's the same. It's the same thing. You know, we'll never get really. It looks like in this city, this one's happy at 91%, and then we've got close to 8,000 people eligible for university. We don't have nearly that many attending though. So it means we got 3,000 people that aren't going to college. Wow, look at all this traffic. Looks like we're going to have another traffic episode soon, too. What are all these cars? Who are you people? They're all citizens. That's a mail van. They're all citizens. High school student, high school student. Well, that will be resolved soon. All the high school students driving because they won't need to anymore. And why this poor guy never gets the fish he needs, I don't know. Oh, we can turn that back on now. Kind of forgot about that from like, what, 2 videos ago? We should see all 24 of those trucks pile out of there. But that is going to do it for this video. So until next time, we're just going to stare at the tuna fish harbor as trucks drive out. I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.